Hello everybody, welcome to another Salem 2 video. Today we're going to be talking about the Amnesiac problem. So basically, why does Amnesiac suck and what can be done to improve the role. So first off, why does Amnesiac suck? First off, it's boring night 1. You don't do anything night 1. Most other roles will at least do something night 1, but Amnesiac doesn't. And then even if you get a role like night 2, it could be like a trapper, retributionist, or coroner, which it's just more doing nothing in that case. Or if someone dies night 1, then it's like another night of doing nothing, and that's just not fun to play. So I think that's something that needs to be worked out. Another thing is it punishes Coven and NK making risky night 1 plays. So if a Coven or an NK happens to kill the jailer, like they take the risk, they go on the TPLO claim, kill off jailer, then they should be rewarded for that if they succeed. They shouldn't, however, be punished by making another person jailer. And Amnesiac kinda is problematic in that sense because it just makes another jailer exist, which sucks if you're like Coven or NK, because after you take the risk, then it's like, oh, there just happens to be another jailer. So the third reason why Amnesiac isn't really that great is Retributionist does Amnesiac's job better. So Retributionist and Amnesiac are kind of similar, as they both kind of use dead rolls. Like Amnesiac remembers like the dead townie, and then Retributionist kind of like raises them from the dead. However, I think Retributionist does a better job. First off, you don't have to like resurrect like very powerful rolls. You instead resurrect kind of like the weaker rolls, but you get a variety of them. You can do multiple things. Amnesiac is like, you get one roll and you're kind of just stuck with it. So you could get like Coroner and just be weak, or Sheriff or Spy, just something that's not like that engaging. Or you can get like a really powerful roll. So it's kind of like swinging in that sense. But with Retributionist, like, as more people die, you get more powerful, and I think that also makes up for the fact that you do nothing night 1. Like Retributionist can be like multiple townies at once, just depending on what the situation needs. So like early on, you can use TIs to like weed out like who's evil and who isn't. And then once you get Slayer in the game and you need to protect confirmed people, you can use like Cleric and Bodyguard to protect them. Whereas Amnesiac, you just do like one thing for the entire game and nothing night 1. And then another problem is Amnesiac counters Medusas and Enchanters night 1 play. So Medusa, if you stone night 1 and there's an Amnesiac in the game, they just become that role and can instantly say like, hey, this person was town protective, or they were sheriff, because I remember that. So then it kind of ruins like Medusa creating claim space, which is like the main point of like Medusa existing. And then with Enchanter, like, you can obviously force night 1, and that can also kind of like create claim space, though I feel like Enchanter is less likely to force night 1, but it can still happen. But if they enchant someone to look like evil, and then Amnesiac is like, oh, I happen to be a town, and there's no town in the graveyard, so obviously this person is enchanted, then it kind of like ruins it. So that's like another reason why Amnesiac sucks. Now, how to make Amnesiac better. So first off, I would say make Amnesiac neutral. I mean, this is something that I just kind of personally want, but I think it is beneficial for the game, because there needs to be more neutrals, and I feel like Amnesiac just doesn't work well as a townie. Like, it was obviously meant to be neutral, like it was in 2S1, where you can like choose your role, because the neutral part kind of made up for the you can't do anything night 1, because you could choose your side. But in TOS2, you don't even get to choose your role, and you don't get to choose your side. You just kind of get what you get. And that's just isn't fun, and it's kind of boring if you happen to get like a role that you didn't even want in the first place. Another thing that needs to be given is like basic defense night 1, night 2. Of course, if Amnesiac goes neutral, they should get defense night 1 and night 2. This just basically guarantees that they actually remember a role. And the night 1, night 2 defense is kind of standard with like the other like temporary defense neutral roles, like Jester, you get defense night 1, night 2, so I think it makes sense for Amnesiac to get it. So you get defense night 1 and night 2, allows you to kind of like choose your role, just like given enough time. But if you choose to go further than that, then obviously you're making kind of more risky play, but you're at least guaranteed to get like something with defense night 1 and night 2, as long as you don't get like hanged. So the third way to make Amnesiac better is to allow Amnesiac to choose the role. This basically makes up for the fact that you do nothing night 1. You get to actually choose who you want to be, so it makes it more fun. Also prevents you getting like a role that you don't like, so if corner happens to die night 1, you don't have to choose it. So it makes Amnesiac overall a more enjoyable role if you just get to choose your role instead of being forced to take a one. So next up is why Amnesiac should be neutral. So basically it's more fun to play as neutral Amnesiac compared to like town Amnesiac. As neutral Amnesiac you can like choose who you want to be with, like mentioned before. And with town Amnesiac you're just kind of forced to be a townie. And it allows you to be like more fun roles or roles that you kind of enjoy more. So I think it's just better that way. Another reason is that you can make more chaotic custom lists with Amnesiac. I used to have like a bunch of Amnesiac based lists in TOS1, but in TOS2 you can't really make chaotic Annie lists because it's just like once one county dies, then all the Amnesiacs just become that one role. Unless it's a T-pound and only like one Amnesiac becomes the role, but still, it's just less fun to have Amnesiacs in TS2 where they all just kind of remember one role because they're a townie Amnesiac and that's all they can do. So the third reason why Amnesiac should be neutral is because you have more freedom with how you play Amnesiac. You're not forced to play it like as a townie. You can choose to be neutral or Coven, just whichever one you prefer. You're not like set in stone, like you have to be this role because this role died in night 1. You can choose what you like. If you want to wait to get like a role that you like more, you can. If you feel like that's too risky and you want to be something like right now, you can remember something like right away. Another reason for why it should be neutral is it removes a boring town role. So Amnesiac isn't really that fun as a town role. You do nothing night 1 and then you might just get stuck with like a bad town role anyways, but with this, I mean, you're no longer forced to be town. If you do enjoy the town roles that are in the graveyard, you can obviously still be a townie that you actually enjoy, but you're no longer forced to be a role that you probably wouldn't enjoy if that role just happens to die early on, which I think is a big improvement. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys have any ideas for future discussions, please post them down below. I would like to do more videos like this. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. And that's going to be it. Bye.